From a personal perspective, what were your concerns yesterday?
It was disappointing to listen to the government speak about the Uluru Statement as if they themselves were present and as if it was this wonderful experience that brought everyone together, when I know from my family members and my big cousin Billy T, who was there with me yesterday, and my cousin Serena, who wasn't there yesterday, but she was also present at the Uluru Statement, and many friends that were present are still suffering from the trauma they experienced out there. I think the government is being really deceitful and incredibly misleading by rewriting firstly what occurred out there in 2017 and what came out of it to the Australian public. They were saying yesterday that overwhelmingly First Nation people support the voice, and that's simply not true. Australia would have seen our rallies across the country on the 26th calling for no to the referendum, for no to constitutional recognition and no to the voice. But yesterday I sat there and listened to the government talk about wanting to run public campaigns with public funding to encourage a yes vote. Barr said he wants the ACT to have the highest yes votes in the country. I sat there and thought, why is he pushing this yes vote so heavily and so publicly and not affording our community to have access to all sides of this conversation? Would he match funds towards a yes vote for us to run a no vote campaign? We're obviously not Price or Mundine, and we don't align with their no campaign, but Australia should still have the chance to hear from grassroots mob, not just the blackfellas that are being paid to campaign yes or no. We've got the 10 Embassy here in Canberra in our backyard. It's been there for 51 years. It's a sovereign black voice, but it's been excluded by this government. The grassroots sovereign black movement has been completely left out of this conversation at a national and local level. We don't have the millions in funding to run a campaign to unpack how deceitful and how uncompelling this offer of a voice is. But to completely shut us out is just unfair. Yesterday we were labelled by the government as a noisy few. We were labelled as willfully divisive and radical, and our government encourages Australians to not listen to us. Andrew Barr said that our government is mature and then proceeded to name-call us for having different views and a valid distrust in this government. He talked about wanting to listen to Aboriginal voices, but then the moment an Aboriginal voice spoke, I was removed. They just don't want to listen to Aboriginal voices if those Aboriginal voices don't align with their agenda. They have made that clear, and they've reduced our grassroots sovereign movement to labelling us as a noisy few. That's their word.
It's extraordinary that the Prime Minister said this is going to unify the nation. Well, I think it's already divided it. Leah, I appreciate your time this morning.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that we don't accept and we will not accept, despite the appalling statistics of First Nations mob here in Canberra and across the country. We're not inherently savages or violent or addicts. We are inherently critical thinkers and inherently survivors, and we have not survived 235 years of colonisation and attempted genocide to accept our political role as a sovereign people of this land as an advisory body.
Thank you, Leah. It's 21 and a half past 8.